Narito ang programang totoong-totoo, Tambayan sa DWIZ. Programang magliliwanag ng ilang mahahalagang mga issue. Tambayan sa DWIZ. At ngayon, narito na sila upang maghatid ng saya sa bawat Pilipino. Sa programang Tambayan sa DWIZ.
Ito po ang Tambayan, mga kaibigan, araw ng Martes. 27 ng Setyembre taong 2022. Kasama po natin si Uncle JP Varela na ngayon ay umiinom ng tubig dahil kahapon ay nabaha siya. Kamusta, sir?
Okay, kahapon kasi nag-retreat tayo ng mga iniwanan natin sa mall kasi ganun yung kagawian dito sa may bandang east of Manila na tuwing may chance na bumaha, yung may mga sasakyan. Kagaya mo, iniwanan mo ako ng sasakyan.
Ay, oo nga pala.
Kaya kailangan evacuate. Puno yung mga mall kaya hanapan ng pwesto. So, kinabukasan, hanapan naman ng paraan para maiuwi mo naman. Sa kabutihan palad, no, sa taga Metro Manila na naghanda, hindi po tayo dapat mag-rejoice kasi yung mga kapatid natin sa Norte, no, sila yung tinamaan na gusto. We commiserate with their sufferings right now, and sana itong ating magandang reaction ng ewan ko kung sinong responsible nun. Mataas yung tubig pero may damage, no, na pumasok sa mga
sa Marikina. Are we talking about Marikina?
Yes. Yung Marikina River, mataas yung inabot niya pero hindi siya umapaw sa mga gilid-gilid masyado. Meron ding tinamaan na ilang mga barangay and yung mga usual na mga nasa tabi ng ilog, no? Pero on the general scale, maganda yung pagka-manage yung tubig, lalo na yung pagpasok ng high tide, pagbaba ng low tide. Kumbaga parang minanage talaga nila ng maayos so that ma-minimize yung pag-spread ng ating and baka malinis yung ating mga estero this time, no? Kasi maganda yung flow masyado nakikita ang mga basurang lumulutang doon sa kasama ng tubig na umaagos. So, siguro natuto na tayo sa mga karanasan natin. Anniversary pa naman yun ng Undoy.
Oo nga. Kinakabahan nga ako dahil 2 beses na ako nabaha dyan. Nandyan pa rin yung aking bahay.
Anyway, yun. So, mag-good morning tayo sa lahat na naiinitan ngayon. Good morning kay Judge, sino ba yung Judge? Judge Malagar. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Magandang tanghali, Judge Malagar.
Tsaka kaya
sino nga to si Judge Malagar? Ito yung nagdesisyon doon sa application ng DOJ para i-prescribe ang CPP-NPA.
Yun. Ito rin. Yung dating kasamahan sa si Yusek. Yusek ba o Asek siya at the time?
Asek.
Okay. So, magandang tanghali and happy September 27 sa inyo. Mainit na pancake.
Mainit-init na hot cake.
Yung mga kaibigan natin sa mga bahay-bahay nila, na yung mainit siguro na sabaw ngayon, o di kaya mainit na kanin kasama ng mainit na corned beef, at saka o di kaya sardinas, 555, sarap na,
At saka talbos ng kamote.
Ayun. Yan yung mga masarap na pananghalian, lalo na pagkakain. Pero, yun na nga. Pinagamit, nagkaroon ka naman ng chance para makuha yung kopya nitong decision?
Hindi ko na pamahanap yung mahabang kasi 121 pages yata yun.
135 daw. Diba, binasa natin yung na-post. Pero sa alam, hindi naman publicize, yung full
Yung buo.
ng desisyon. Kaya yung the public, yung mga kaibigan natin dyan na nakikinig sa mga bahay, sa mga tricycle, sa mga jeepney, the public is left wondering, ano ba talagang sinabi? Diba? And ako rin, hindi rin ako nagkaroon ng copy. I tried my best to find it. No? So, ang tanong na mahalaga is this, from the tenor of what we have seen, diba? We've read the dispositive portion. Ikaw, you are a lawyer and talagang mag-guide mo siguro kaming mga nakikinig din ng ating programa na malaman, was it a kind of decision that based on the merits?
Sa tingin ko,
lumabas.
Pero it was capable or susceptible of being decided with a minute resolution. Yung parang isang page lang ng na desisyon, Kasi simple lang naman ang basis noon na-repeal na yung batas na ginawang basis ng na-repeal na yung batas na ginawang basis ng petisyon. Pero humaba ang dami-daming komentaryo na tangential. Okay, yung tangential, ibig sabihin nun yung parang tumablis lang. Kung hindi pa sumamba, hindi sana tatama. Parang ganun. Ganun ang
mali. Prerogative ni judge yun, di ba?
Yes. Judges have the freedom to expound on their thoughts on things that are even remotely related to the subject, so long as it is related. So when there is talk about the revolution, the rebelde, there is bound to be talk about the sociology of revolution. Ibig sabihin na bakit, ano ang root cause ng pagre-rebelde ng mga tao. But again, ang nature kasi ng mga judicial cases, mga judicial controversies, ay specific, ay particularized, are limited to issues that are defined in the pre-trial brief or sa pre-trial order ng korte. Ang pre-trial order ng korte, usually hindi yan kasama dyan yung mga discussions on ano ang dahilan kung bakit in general nagkakaganito. Ito kasi ang mga kaso are particularized. It is about a particular person who has a particular right, who has been violated by another particular person, whose obligation it was to respect that right, but did not. Parang ganyan. So specific yan, hindi yan sa discussion of general things, bakit pagkaganyan ng mga tao in relation to each other. But, they are in fact allowed to do that. Pero so long as malinaw na nandyan yung meat pa rin, yung kumbaga yung ratio decidendi.
Correct.
Tinatawag dyan, yung talagang based on the law and facts.
Pero yung okay. Tama yung and I agree with everything that you said. No? Pero, di ba, you never mentioned in your explanation para sa kapakanan naming mga hampas lupang hindi abogado, okay, wala kang binanggit doon that it was junked or it was dismissed based on the case being insufficient to comply with the requirements of the law, para may yung kanilang pinipetisyon. Tama?
Wala ako doon sa hindi. I cannot say that based on what we have read. What we have read was mostly about commentary on revolutions and poverty and all that stuff. And the fact na repealed na yung
correct.
batas.
I think the heaviest that would weigh in that case, is the repeal of the law. Correct?
Yun dapat kasi everything else became moot and academic. Moot. Sabihin na useless na pag-usapan yan dahil wala na yung batas na yan eh.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
That's why.
yes. Right.
Post natin last week when it came out dito sa ating programa kung ano yung last few pages na nakalabas dun sa publiko. And in the last 4 or 5 pages that we saw, there is nothing there which said that the evidence presented by the DOJ was insufficient to comply with the requirements of the law. Nothing, right?
Wala.
Right. Precisely because sabi kasi ni Raptor, okay? Ang fan ng sabi ni Raptor, a portion of the 135-page decision said nothing is better. I quote, nothing is better attested by present realities than that terrorism does not flourish in a healthy, vibrant democracy. True. Wherefore, okay, walang putol wherefore, premises considered, the instant petition is hereby dismissed. Unquote. And then Raptor says in the next paragraph, finding insufficient evidence, Malagar junked the DOJ's plea for a ruling that would tag the CPP-NPA as terrorist. The decision differentiated between rebellion and terrorism, pointing at blah, blah, blah. But was there a need to find sufficiency or insufficiency of evidence in a case that is being dismissed for the repeal of a law or something?
No. No, definitely not.
Oh, and in the last few pages, kapag insufficiency of evidence, we've read cases. We've read so many cases already. Kapag insufficiency of evidence ang punteriya ng final part ng decision, at least lang siguro mga one paragraph, mga 2 or 3, or even closest to the last portion of wherefore, di ba? Ng judge doon na there is insufficiency of evidence, tama? And nothing that we saw there that points out to this kind of decision.
Well, as a matter of fact, there is nothing in the decision that we have, the parts of decision that we have so far had access to, said anything about the repeal.
Or nothing
the
about
repeal,
but also
is our own conclusion.
Yeah,
it's
but
our own.
Nothing on the sufficiency or insufficiency of evidence.
Wala rin.
Okay. So mahalaga siguro kung makita talaga natin yung kopya nito. And because of the public nature of this case, no, na okay, nagkaroon na ng mga batuhan ng mga akusasyon sa Facebook, nagkaroon na ng mga matinding reaksyon sa ating mga kaibigan, kapatid, mga kakilala sa social media, making opinions, making hindi lang opinion but name calling and all those sorts of stuff, di ba? Based on this incomplete copy of the decision. Okay, not really.
I think that we should ask Rappler to supply the public with the complete decision that it supposedly read. Kasi if Rappler could come up with that kind of conclusion, then they must have read full text.
Yes, and they must and they're duty bound now, no? Kasi they're duty bound now to make it accessible to everyone because they have made this statement, no? Ano ito? Dahil if this is true, then Badoy is absolutely wrong. Tama? On the other hand, if the judge was just expressing opinions, okay, which is not wrong, by the way. Sabi namin niya, Attorney Ahmed, di ba last week, pwede naman niya itong i-dismiss ng walang kabog-abog, ng walang pasabi-sabi ng kung anong dahilan. Di ba? Okay, but she pala to, si Judge Marlo, she took the
Babae,
she took the long way.
extra mile, extra 15 miles.
The extra mile. Mataas ang mileage siguro nito ni Judge, no? 135 page route, no? To that conclusion. So, marami siyang in-explain siguro doon na mahalaga rin natin mabasa, no? For our enlightenment bilang publiko. So, maybe si Rappler or si Judge ang anyway, this is public record, attorney, diba?
Yes, it is. I think that there should be a copy of that on the website of the court and also on the Facebook page of the court. Diba? Mayroong Facebook page na nakasulat doon sa caption.
Page yung post dun, 3 lang at saka ang luluma na.
Oo nga.
Yung unang
ako rin nga nakita ko yan.
Nung tinatawag nila yung page mo, tapos yung kasunod ay announcements about their schedules in 2021. So there's really nothing there about this one. And
yes.
So ito si Badoy right now is in the hot seat. Si Lorraine.
Bakit?
Lorraine is no longer
a public official. Is no longer a public official.
Right. Kasi nga daw, ang issue daw ay tinreten daw niya itong si Judge. Dinay niya. Puno. And dumagdag pa itong si court administrator also airing opinions about the opinion of Badoy. Okay? That according to what is in the mainstream media, si Badoy daw parang tagged or named or called the judge as a lawyer for the CPP-NPA. Lawyering.
That's a serious allegation.
As lawyering daw for the CPP-NPA. Now, I haven't seen Badoy's post. Okay? But she's a private person right now. Tama?
Again. She's a private person, yes.
For the NTFL, not even for the government. No? So I think it is our duty or obligation to find out what her official statement is. This is a private statement. But anyway, be that as it may, ano sa palagay mo? Ito bang route na nangyayari ngayon na pagpapainit nitong issue in this instance involving a private person, Lorraine Badoy, former USEC and spokesperson of the NSEC, making an opinion which is her right, diba? Making known her opinion. Now, whatever that opinion is, kumbaga sa Bisaya, tumpangan ba? Tumpangan sa isang court administrator, diba? A person who is not a party into the case, do you think this is all proper?
Well, okay. Just to contextualize, I have also received many messages about the judge. Marami din silang sinasabi at talagang the thrust is to show na she is a communist at siya ay hindi lang leaning towards the left but also really a communist according to based on our text of our decision. Presumably they've read the entire decision, which I have not. Okay, at ang palagi kong at may tanong, ito pala ang kanilang tanong. Marami to sila, mga 6, 7. Attorney, meron bang disciplinary action on this matter na ganito ang decision ng judge? At ang sagot ko palagi in every instances, we usually leave the judges alone because hindi yan siya yung decision ay research. Yeah, that is under the Constitution based on the law and the facts and the law of the case applicable to the case. Hindi yan sila basta-basta nagsasalita na lang in lawyering for any party. Ngayon, kung meron kang problema sa decision, then the recourse is either to appeal that or to file a certiorari for grave abuse sa Supreme Court o sa CA. Kasi ang desisyon ng judge at kung ano man ang nakasulat dyan, if it is not a direct sedition or a rebellion or direct inciting to sedition or rebellion, immune yan. That is privileged document. That is a privileged writing. Okay? So, kung atakihin mo yan, atakihin mo based on the law, not on the person na papadisbar mo, papatanggal mo as a judge dahil komunista siya. Una-una, hindi mali ang maging komunista at hindi mali ang kumampi sa mga komunista kung tama, kung may basihan, kung may batas at merong facts to show na ay, tama din naman ng mga komunista dito pag sa dating dito. Kasi the case is not about communism. The case is about whether or not the CPP-NPA, which happens to be a communist ideology-based organization, is or can be prescribed as a terrorist. Yun yung issue doon, hindi yung mali ba o tama ang komunismo. So, you just leave the judge alone. You attack the decision, especially the decision on this case, by filing the proper remedy.
So,
tapos, ang pag-react naman ni Badoy, Badoy is not a lawyer. She is a medical doctor. And I don't know the depth of her foundation on matters like the insurgency of this country, because I didn't see her in the groups, in the circles that I was in before now. Because I am indeed a communist. And I am indeed a really shrill communist. At hindi ko siya nakikita doon noon. So, I don't know kung ano ang kanyang foundation dyan. O baka on the other side, kasi military yata yung kanyang, some part of her family is military. So, siguro from the intelligence side naman yung kanyang basis. Okay? Which really I am not so sure about. But dahil nandyan na siya, ginawa siyang ASEC, ginawa siyang spokesperson, I think that she has the right to say what she said. Now, whether or not red tagging yan, diba, red tagging yan, may batas bang red tagging?
Sinabi niya mismo, attorney. Ang sinabi daw niya, was a hypothetical thing. Kaya, tama yung intro mo. She's a medical doctor, okay, and we do not know about her legal foundations, no, and also the foundations on that aspect that you said, no. Sabi daw niya kasi is, what if I kill so if I kill this judge and I do so out of my political belief that all allies of the CPP and PNDF must be killed because there is no difference in my mind between a member of the CPP and PNDF and their friends, then please be lenient with me. So, okay, now, that is just one statement from a long statement. So, kumbaga, hindi natin to pwedeng initpick based on the sentence kasi mahaba ata. Obviously, it's a long one. Okay? So, yes. It is a hypothetical statement based on hypothetical hindi siya hypothetical conclusion niya, it's hypothesis, no. Now what if based on your that is called a conditional statement based on hypothetical facts. Yes,
a conditional statement. Paano kung ito ang gagawin ko? So what if this is true, then this must also be true.
Correct.
And then the conclusion. So ganyan yung atake niya.
Correct. At ang magiging problema lang ni Bagoy dyan will be probably violating the community standards of Facebook. But in law, I don't think so. But ang oras natin, I think it's really 12:30 no matter what I do.
At mag-break muna talaga tayo dyan.
Talaga sa atin siguro, break tayo, magbabalik ang Tambayan.
Muli nating balikan Tambayan sa DWIZ.
Ayan, nagbabalik po ang Tambayan kasama si Uncle JP Varela at si Attorney Aaron Paglinawan.
Good afternoon.
Tuloy.
Punta tayo sa moral of the lesson. Moral of the lesson. Okay? The moral lesson of
Moral of the lesson.
of this issue. Ganito kasi yung ako attorney, ganito yung opinion ko dyan. Ko lang if you can confirm. Itong mga judges kasi at saka yung ating mga maestrado ng Korte Suprema, at saka yung mga institutions natin sa ating judicial system. Unlike any other government official, they are accorded the right to impose or not only para mali yung statement ko, they are accorded authority to impose their right to be respected. Kasi sila lang yung merong karapatang magbigay ng contempt ng mga decisions, no, against people who do not respect their actions. Tama ba ako, Tony? So,
another way of stating that is itong mga magistrates, yung mga judges, justices, have a requirement of mental and psychological independence. Independence so that they can come up with a decision that is fair and just without fear of reprisals. Kasi pagka takot sila o wala silang independence, hindi sila pwedeng ipagtanggol sa mga kritisismo na papalang pala, ay matatakot sila. There will be a parang ano ba ang tawag dyan, cooling effect. Diba? Parang
chilling effect.
Chilling pala, sorry. Chilling effect on their ability to come up with a decision that would side on the party or would deny any party or would grant any party what is rightfully and legally belongs to the party. Correct. So kung wala yan silang takot, magkakaroon ng mas fair na decision.
Correct. Naalala ko lang sa aking mga kaso sa aking mga lessons kay Professor Agabin. Yung
Agabin.
Tungkol dun sa isang senador na disbar or sinuspend yung kanyang lisensya bilang abogado as a senator, ay kinriticize niya yung decision ng Supreme Court. This is in the 1950s. Okay? Okay? Senate, which is also privileged communication.
Yes.
I'm not sure who that senator is. Pero nasa mga pamilyar na family name siya sa ngayon. Huwag na natin banggitin. Okay? Mga lolo or tatay yan, ating mga current na mga politician. Alright? Even a senator who is also a lawyer can be penalized for criticizing a decision of the Supreme Court. This is just a regional trial court. Pero in general kasi, yung ating yung isang paa ng ating system of governance ng judiciary, yan yung pinaka weak in terms of pagkapalan ng mukha, tama ba? Kasi
at saka the ability to execute something.
Yan. So kumbaga weak yan, pero necessary yan na magkaroon tayo ng trust sa institusyon na yan. Tama? Yung padalos-dalos na mga pagpapahayag ng mga kritisismo na sabihin na natin hindi, kumbaga, hindi naman on the legal aspect na kumbaga journal type of analysis on that decision. So, ang may authority lang atang gumawa niyan are our legal scholars, no? Universities maybe, ganon. And hindi yan siya pang publiko na dokumento na maaaring may misinterpret ng ating mga kababayan. Tama, attorney?
Yes, tama. Pero Sige, continue.
Moral of the story here is, unlike our elected officials, whom we can easily and we have the right to criticize, itong ating mga justices and judges, if we do not like their decisions, okay, particularly pinpointing one, okay, we should be very careful about that kung tayo ay mga ordinaryong tao lamang. Lalo na nagpapublish tayo bilang individuals dyan sa publication, kasi yung nangyayari sa mga post natin sa Facebook, no? So yung mga publications na ganyan, okay, umiwas po tayo sa mga pagkakataon na magkaroon tayo ng kontribusyon dun sa pagsira sa ating institusyon ng trust dito sa ating judiciary. Kasi we may be making unfounded conclusions. Okay? Napaka-unfair niyan kasi buwan yan pinag-isipan ng isang West. I-criticize mo in 30 minutes. Diba? I don't think that's fair, and I don't think anyone who, other than anyone other than a legal scholar, okay, may have hindi nga rin absolute authority, di ba? Di ba? Meron ding mga instances na kinikriticize or sinasite pa rin in contempt itong mga abogado na on the academe na criticizing decisions of ano. So meron talagang limit yan. Hindi yan siya kagaya ng ating karapatan na punain ang ating mga elected officials. Ikaw.
Well, I agree with that. The judiciary is the least able to immediately punish something that is done to it, which is illegal or wrong, because it has to depend on the executive to implement even their decisions for them. But on the other hand, in defense of freedom of speech and expression, I am not defending Lorraine Badoy as Lorraine Badoy, but as a person who has a right under our Constitution. Ang para sa akin, ang yung sinabi niya, she definitely had the right to say that. Okay? Now, second, but is that all? Is that all that we need to think about before we speak? Okay? I remember just a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Lorraine Badoy and this Ka-Eric were criticizing Trixie for something that they just completely misunderstood. We explained na kaya hindi nagsalita si Attorney Trixie about nung tinanong siya sa yung pagka ano ba yan? Something eh.
Basta something.
Yes. Si Attorney Trixie as a OPS, as when asked during a briefing, sabi niya no comment. And their attack was that there is so much to be said about ganito ganyan. Well, yun nga, our explanation is that, well, she was asked as press secretary at kung wala pang stand ang NTF-ELCAC, ang agencies na merong jurisdiction to talk about these matters because they're the experts of that matter, then she is not allowed to say anything, especially when everything she says is interpreted, okay? Not it may not be the case, but it is interpreted as what the president or this government says or thinks about the issue. So, ngayon, it turns out that there's so much, they said that there's so much to be said about CPP-NP and all that. Well, I think now that they said one too much because that is not all that we need to think about when we speak or when we express, especially in public, and especially when it is imputing a crime upon a judge or wrongdoing upon a judge or other people. Because freedom of speech definitely has limits. Okay, and while I think what Lorraine Badoy is not really actionable because the case is already closed, hindi wala pa namang appeal, so it's not reopened, so wala na siyang sub judice and all that. And the criticism is protected by the Constitution, but will it lead to a bigger evil, that is the erosion of our confidence in our judiciary, in our judges, to be specific, in this particular judge, then maybe a higher form of responsibility is required. Not only our observance of our rights under the Constitution, but also our ethical obligation in not misleading people to believe that a certain person, especially a judge, is doing something that's wrong. Okay? Especially when there's still a lack of complete information on what she actually did. So, ganun din naman ang masasabi natin kay Lorraine Pala, because we don't have yet anything complete about what she said. Ang sinasabi ko lang, she really does have the right to say what she said. But again, that is not the only thing that we need to think about before we exercise our freedom of speech and expression.
Correct. Kaya yun, itong mga kaibigan natin na nagkikinigan dito na maaaring alam mo yun, na nabubombard or napapadaan sa kanila itong mga ganitong mga issue, mga statements na nakikita. Okay, so yun lang yung ating two cents worth of advice dito sa mga kaibigan natin. Kung hindi po tayo eksperto sa topic na yan, lalo na sa issue na yan, at hindi natin nabasa yung kabuuan ng 135 pages na desisyon, umiwas po tayong mag-isip na mali yung isang West. Diba? Kumbaga, let us err on the side of trust sa ating judiciary.
Yes.
Kumbaga, hindi natin kumbaga sa mga maraming bagay, maaari nating i-assume na ito ay maaaring mali dahil itong mga politiko in general are corrupt. And di ba? Parang ganon, sinungaling. Kasi sila, by nature,
well, maybe they're not liars, but probably idiots. Idiots.
Okay, marami tayong assumption na negative about politicians, and we will doubt everything that they say or they do. Okay, maybe that's acceptable for politicians, yung mga ini-elect natin, yung mga kumakandidato. And maybe to some extent, you can even assume na itong ating mga permanent na mga empleyado dyan sa executive are just simply mad or whatever, kung ano pa yung mga assumption na gusto nyo isipin. Pero pagdating sa decision ng mga West at mga unless na-analyze nyo talaga at alam nyo yung kabuang facts na naipresenta sa kaso na yan, I think the assumption should be tama yun. Tama?
Yes, or suspend the judgment. Yun nga, hindi kasi madaling gawin yan. This is a classic example of a dilemma in relation to our freedom to express, our freedom to speak, our freedom of opinion. And what is politic? Okay, by politic, I mean what is ethically helpful and useful by way of our actions and our utterances in public. Kasi sometimes criticism that is done quickly or parang knee-jerk reaction, even though it is motivated by goodness or by the desire to correct something, might come out completely wrong because, una, for the lack of the completeness of basis. Second, for the lack of expertise on the matter. Kasi ang judges, nag-aral yan unang-una ng law para maging abogado. At nagkaroon yan ng at least 10 years experience as a lawyer, as a litigation lawyer, in order to become a judge. At bago nga pa yan maging judge, nag-aral uli yan doon sa Judicial College. And so, hindi yan sila basta-basta.
And that decision ay hiniring sa harapan niya.
At ni-research niya yan.
Ni-research niya yan, sinulat niya yan. So, para i-disregard natin yan after just reading it for parts of it in 30 minutes time and then come up with a decision criticizing it, I don't think that's fair. Kasi para lang yung ganito. Tama yung term mong ginamit, attorney, yung politic. Okay? Hindi ng ating mga kaibigan, para itong basketball, sabihin na natin. Sa politika, naglalaro dyan yung publiko at saka yung mga kandidato, mga politiko. It's an interplay of a relationship between politicians and voters. Tama? Sila yung naglalaro.
Yes.
Kung sa basketball may ginawa kang kupunan na naglalaro, yung referee, hindi yan siya player. And you may, alam mo yun, you may antagonize the other team as much as you can within the rules. But it does not apply to the referee. Tama? Mati-technical.
Tama.
Di ba kapag...
Yes.
Oo. Referee yung mga judge eh. Umpires yan sila eh. Hindi yan sila players. Tama ba? Kasi they remove them from society for that reason. So that they can make decisions. Sila yung mag-referee sa mga issue between the public and the government, the public and whoever, or between people in the public or people within the government. Sila nakakapag-desisyon ng mga bagay-bagay na yan dahil remove sila sa laro na yan. Hindi sila kasali.
Yes. Yes. In fact, in track record, in track record issues, the Supreme Court or the judiciary has a very good track record of swift action on the accountability of useless judges. Yung mga judges na talagang walang kwenta yung decision based on her or his conversations with Wende and all that stuff. Mabilis ang Supreme Court dyan, talagang tanggal agad yan. Which is a far cry from the executive. Na ang daming kurakot sa executive, pero ang tagal maaksyonan kung maaksyonan at all. Pero yung judiciary, bihira yung ganyan na may judge na talagang walang kwenta, kurakot at ganyan na nagtatagal. Kasi ang Supreme Court, jealous masyado yan siya when it comes to the integrity of the officers of the courts. So kung iisipin ang Kongreso, merong mga kriminal dyan na nagdala ng drugs sa labas ng bansa at nahuli doon sa ibang bansa na pag-uwi dito ay congressman pa rin. Pero sa judiciary, hindi yan ganyan. Pag may na-report yan ng konting ganito-ganyan about a judge, action na agad yan because yun nga, track record yan ng Supreme Court natin na may konti lang talagang in fact, sa mga abogado at sa mga judges at sa justices, meron kami kinatawag na the mere appearance of wrongdoing is already an actionable wrong. So, pag nagmukha ka lang na may ginagawang masama, masama na yung ginagawa mo. At mapapipinalize ka, may masasuspend dyan, may ma-disbar dyan, mayroong matatanggal sa posisyon. Because we are not only supposed to take care of the law and the courts, but also how it looks to the people, to the public. Pagka mawala na kasi ng confidence, ang taong bayan sa mga korte, sa mga justice systems natin, ay that is the beginning of the breakdown of democracy.
Oo, and kung ating i-harp dito ay yung ating freedom of speech, huwag nating kalimutan na ang nagpo-protect niyan at the end of the day are the courts. So do not kill the goose that lays the golden egg.
Exactly. That protects the golden egg.
Oo, kasi kung gusto nating ma-protect ng ating freedom of speech, okay, I think we need to temper the use of that freedom of speech when it comes to our utterances about the courts. Unless, of course, we really have a solid background and information and a clear indication na talagang sobrang mali. Okay, but in this case, there are so many things to say about this decision. But at the end of the day, dismiss din naman yun kasi wala na yung batas na pinanggagalingan nung kaso in the first place eh. Diba?
Exactly. So ang masasabi natin dito, no, in sum is that what you can do to the judiciary in terms of criticism, to be politic in criticizing the courts and the judges, is first to think that you are to make sure that you are exercising freedom of your expression of speech or opinion. Second, that it is politic. In other words, it's not only that it is a rightful thing to do, but it is also a responsible thing to do.
Yes.
Okay, socially and politically responsible. And third, that it is done in the proper forum. Okay, kasi structured ang judiciary. There is a way to criticize the courts and the justices, and it is done in the courts.
Yes, and at the most outside of the courts, within the legal literature, no, na hindi rin yan sobrang publicized. It's a publication, but it is, di ba? Nag-ranking tayo ng iba't ibang klaseng publication. This is more of exclusive publication. Hindi to yung waldas na distribution ng opinion, di ba? That's why yung mga law journal ay hindi yan siya well, it is accessible, but it is not widespread, di ba?
It is not widely read.
No. Dahil mahal din yung access, di ba? And it's only accessible to those who pay. And because you paid for it, it is yours. It is not a publication, but a publication.
Yes, okay. Now that we are at the end of our program, yun lang ang tandaan natin, okay? It's not only that we have the right to speak or to opine or to criticize, but also we have to think about the higher responsibility of being politic, of being fair and just about our criticism. And third, where you do it. Okay? And that applies more than anywhere else sa judiciary natin at saka sa judges natin.
Dahil dyan, ang ating susunod na programa ay In the Heart of Business.
Sina Madam Marupati Sarne.
Bye! See you on
Paalam. Thursday.
Tambayan sa DWIZ.